Example number 15. Find the derivative of the function q of y equals 5y squared times quantity 4y squared plus 1, all raised to the 6/5 power. This is going to be a product rule and a chain rule. So the product is because that's two functions, two expressions with y, multiplied times each other. So my first function is 5y squared, and f prime is 10y. My second function is 4y squared plus 1 to the 6/5. So my s prime is the power, 6/5, times the base, 4y squared plus 1, to the power, 6/5 minus 1, and now the chain, 8y. Clean this one up a little bit. I've got a 6/5 and an 8y that are monomials. I'll bring those to the front. Then I'll multiply them. 4y squared plus 1 and 6/5 minus 5/5, which is 1, is 1/5. So that's to the 1/5 power. So that ends up being 48y and 4y squared plus 1 to the 1/5, and all of that is over 5. So that's my s prime. So now let's put this together using the product rule. When you have two functions, f times s, it's going to be first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So my q prime of y is going to be my first function, 5y squared, times the derivative of the second function. So it's the 48y times 4y squared plus 1 to the 1/5 over 5. So that's the first times the derivative of the second, plus the second, 4y squared plus 1 to the 6/5, times the derivative of the first, which is 10y. So now I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I have a 5 factor in the numerator and a 5 factor in the denominator. So that's going to divide out to 1. And I'm going to be left with a y squared times a 48y. So that's 48y cubed times 4y squared plus 1 to the 1/5, plus, I'll put my monomial 10y in the front, times 4y squared plus 1 to the 6/5. Now I'm looking for common factors. 48 and 10 have a 2 in common. That's going to be a 2. And then the y cubed and the y have a y in common. And then a 4y squared plus 1 to the 1/5 is the smaller of the two bases. So 4y squared plus 1 to the 1/5. And now all I have to do is figure out what's left. So if I took a 2 out of 48, that's going to be a 24. If I took a y out of y cubed, that's going to be a y squared. Now, I took out this entire 4y squared plus 1 to the 1/5. So I don't need anything for that. Plus, I took out a 2 from the 10, that's a 5. I took out the y, and now I have to subtract 6/5 minus 1/5 to figure out what my exponent is here. 6/5 minus 1/5 is 5/5, which is 1. So this is going to be to the 1. So a little more and we'll be done. 2y times 4y squared plus 1 to the 1/5 times 24y squared plus 20y squared plus 5 is 2y times 4y squared plus 1 to the 1/5 times 44y squared plus 5. So this is the calculus, and then all of this is the simplifying part. So get the calculus right and try to simplify as much as you can.